Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, members of the media. My name is Jordan Esparza Kelly. That's Jordan Esparza dash Kelley. My apologies, it's a long one. We are here to speak on the recent vandalism and assaults on the Mexican-Palestinian mural in Pilsen. And we are joined by legal representatives of the victims and community members who have helped put together the mural initiatives. We have noted here at CAIR-Chicago on a national, and we are now, of course, seeing this and have been seeing this on a local level, the rise of hate, anti-Palestinian racism, anti-Arab hate, Islamophobia has become very prevalent, unfortunately, in this community, and our legal team is really sometimes over their heads with a lot of the reports that we're getting. This is not a one-off incident as far as CAIR-Chicago goes and as far as national and local hate goes pertaining to these incidents. I will now bring up our first speaker, Farah Chalisa, and she is the representative for the victims.
I'm actually Hina Musaji. I am the legal director at CAIR-Chicago, Heena. Musaji is Musabji. Our state and our Chicago community unequivocally denounces crimes motivated by hate. Our laws clearly state that. We are a sanctuary city, we are a welcome community. And that is why we are here today to stand with those that have been physically attacked and to stand with community that is continually wronged. To demand that criminal actions based on hate are charged as actual hate crimes. We are here to demand justice for the multiple violent attacks that have been made upon defenders of a mural whose messaging is rooted in peace, humanity, and commonality. We ask the Chicago Police Department to take full action to make sure that hate-based violent actions are taken seriously and charged as crimes rather than allowing attackers to walk away from the scene. We need the attacker to be held accountable and to be apprehended. Here at CAIR-Chicago, we are seeing a significant escalation of hate crimes rooted in anti-Islamic and anti-immigrant sentiment. In our schools, in our workplaces, and in public spaces. The importance of law enforcement to step up and work with the legal community and the community at large is paramount. And with that, I'd like to introduce Attorney Farah Chalisa, who was working on this case, to give you a little bit more insight on the facts of the case and legal strategy moving forward.
Hello, my name is Farah Chalisa, and I'm a human rights attorney in the city of Chicago. And thank you for being here on this imperative matter. So, to tell you a bit about the facts, I represent the two courageous individuals who were violently attacked while intervening to stop a hateful act of vandalism on a community mural in Pilsen. This mural is one that honors both the Mexican and the Palestinian heritage and the deep bonds between the communities, a message that is more important now than ever. Let me be clear, what happened was not simply an act of vandalism, it was a hate-driven assault. What followed was in fact a gross failure by the law enforcement to do the most basic parts of their job and protect victims and hold perpetrators accountable. Chicago police in fact arrived while the crime was actively happening after an onlooker called the police department and reported the crime. They saw the woman who had just vandalized a mural and physically assaulted someone, and yet they let her walk away. And this is after a similar assault at the same location had already been reported. While this woman calmly sauntered off, the officers instead interrogated the victims, treating them not like the brave individuals who had endured a violent assault to protect the community, but like suspects themselves. Not a single officer went after the offender. Not a single officer, against the request of the victim, ran after or even walked after the victim. They let her saunter away. Had the roles been reversed, had it been a woman of color defacing property and assaulting bystanders in broad daylight, would she have been allowed to walk away while police turned their attention elsewhere? That is what systematic disregard looks like. That is how bias plays out on our streets. The woman who committed this crime is violent, and now she continues to remain out on the streets. This mural is sacred to our community, and the women you see here today are traumatized. They were bleeding, they are shaken, they continue to be harassed, and yet they're willing to come in front of you to protect not just Pilsen and the community and the mural, but all of Chicago. This is not just police inaction, it's police complicity, because when you watch someone commit a crime and choose to do nothing, you become part of the harm. You send the message to the community that some lives and some voices and some people don't matter. And when we're talking about a mural in Pilsen, and a mural that connects the Mexican and Palestinian heritage, two communities that have not always been treated fairly by the police department already, it is additionally imperative that we call on the police to treat this matter with the utmost importance and to simply do their job. We're demanding an immediate investigation into why the officers on scene failed to apprehend the attacker. We're demanding the immediate identification and arrest of the perpetrator, whose face is on video and should not be difficult to find. And we're calling for CPD leadership to answer why the safety of our clients and community was not worth defending. This is a pivotal moment. The way that this case is handled going forward will tell us what we need to know about whose lives the city of Chicago is willing to protect. We will not let this be ignored. Thank you.
Farah, would you just mind spelling your name? Make sure we get that right.
Yes, absolutely. It's Farah, F as in flower, A-R-A-H, last name Chalisa, C-H-A-L-I-S-A.
Thank you.
Yes, as noted, we have two community members standing up for their neighborhood against vandalism, and as these hate incidents rise, the Latino community finds itself also a victim of this hatred, of this violence. And now I want to bring forth the victims right now, and they can provide their spelling and their names.
Hi, I'm Natalie Figueroa, N-A-T-A-L-I-E-F-I-G-U-E-R-O-A.
Hi, I'm Laith, L-A-I-T-H.
I guess it was a horrible experience. And unfortunately, I didn't plan on getting attacked that evening. I just thought I was protecting the mural and stopping somebody from vandalizing it. I didn't realize that she was violent and that she had a weapon and that she was going to knock me to the ground. And, you know, once I was calling for help and asking for support and the police came, it was horrifying to me that they didn't actually do anything to help me. You know, I was bleeding, I was covered in paint, I was begging for them to support me, and they let her walk away. And once they would finally listen to me and they would look at the mural and they would look at the video that I had of her defacing it, you know, it was too late by then, she was gone. And I have to go to that neighborhood every day because that's where I work. I'm afraid for my safety, I'm afraid for my coworkers' safety, and I just would like justice. She committed a hate crime. She violently attacked me because I was trying to do what I thought was right, which is protect the sanctity of a mural that was created out of love and out of community.
Personally, it was an incredibly traumatizing, terrifying experience. I never would have thought that verbally asking somebody to not throw trash in front of a mural would result in me on the ground being physically attacked and being choked with this kufiyeh. And the fact that this happened in my neighborhood, a place where I've always felt safe, I've always felt comfortable. And now I can't walk down the street without looking behind my shoulder. I jump at any sudden noise I hear because I don't know if she's following me. Yeah, and I really hope that we can get justice.
Thank you.
And now I would like to bring up Delilah Martinez, the founder of the Mural movement, who is helping organize these mural projects.
Hi everyone, my name is Delilah Martinez. I am the founder of the Mural movement and a community member. The Mural movement has been at the front lines of social justice issues since June of 2020. We're at 231 murals nationwide. We are no stranger to public hate. Everybody's not always gonna love us. We're no stranger to vandalism. But this has been a whole nother level of trauma for me because I think that I organized this mural in peace, and now we are having people being attacked at the mural. And I just want to say how much I appreciate these two people for trying to protect the mural I organized, and all in the midst of trying to, support our community and a solidarity mural. One of the things that worries me most is that this person is still loose and she's still out here, and I'm also in fear for my safety because I'm one of the people that are part of the mural. And so I really call upon the police to take this very seriously. As someone that's a community member and someone that organizes murals, we cannot accept people not only just harassing, vandalizing, but physically attacking other humans. And so again, thank you to the victims that were feeling like they were doing the right thing by protecting the mural, and I just hope that we get justice and the police take this really seriously. Thank you so much.
And just to clarify, were you one of the artists too?
No, I'm the organizer of the mural.
The organizer of the mural, and it's the mural movement.
Yes.
Can you spell your name?
Delilah, D-E-L-I-L-A-H, Martinez, M-A-R-T-I-N-E-Z.
Thank you.
Yes, as you can all see and hear, we have people who are community members, and whether they live or work there, who are now in fear for their safety. And this was not really the case before this attack. And as CAIR noted, the rising national and local hate with this specific attacker, we do know that they have links to the IDF, which adds another layer of fear to this for everyone involved. I'm going to bring forth now Dad El-Kiswani, who is the other half of the art project that was this solidarity mural from Al-Hub.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to begin by saying that we will honor all of our martyrs, all of our children, sons and daughters, free the people and free the land, for Palestine is our demand. What happened the last few weeks, the two hate crimes on community members, is unfortunately no surprise considering the impunity that is going on internationally. The impunity, whether it be the state itself or the ideology, and let's name it Zionism, believes that they can hate, spew darkness, and harm light and love. Enough to where you can wear an EMT outfit, you can dress up like an EMT, and use it as an excuse to not be questioned further by the police and to walk away from the crime scene. Now that is unacceptable. For we are a community and we will keep each other safe. It's evident even from the rapid response. As soon as we found out, Delilah gave me a call. We were painting another mural in Little Palestine, and I was in shock, mostly by the harm that happened to one of us. For an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us, and that's how it is. Right off the bat, we mobilized. There was about 4 or 5 of us, even a teenager who came from Gaza, who came from the genocide, and who actually looked up to this mural and ended up also helping fix it. Well, within a few hours, I believe it was We Love Israel love woman was removed, but what remained was the ashes, the burns, on the Palestinian farmer's face. It is atrocious to believe that when you see a Palestinian, you want to burn them alive, similarly like what the Zionist state is doing in Gaza right now, on the 620th day of the genocide in Gaza, that is funded and supported by state and federal taxes. And how do we go about this? We go about it with love and light and continuing painting in communities. From Pilsen to Palestine, we will rise. Thank you very much.
Spell your name, please.
Thayer, Thaer. Al-Kiswani, Alkiswani.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And lastly, we'll hear from the 25th Ward Alderman Byron Central Lopez.
Thank you. And first, let me thank CAIR and all the legal team for providing support to our community during this shameful action of violence against all our community. Because a wound on anyone in our community is a wound against all of us. I want to thank the Mural movement, Delilah and the team for creating a beautiful display of art and mural. As you know, the Pilsen community is a community known for artistic vibrancy and our sense of solidarity. We're proud to have a mural that celebrates the heritage, the courage, and the history of both of our communities, Palestinian and Mexican, in this mural. I want to also express on behalf of all our community our solidarity to our two neighbors who are victims of violence, our full support for our neighbors who were attacked simply for stopping and attempting to stop an act of vandalism and what we consider a hate crime. My full support for the victims on behalf of our community and our strong condemnation, not only for the acts of violence, but also because of the inaction of the Chicago Police Department. When we see violence in our community, our sense of safety is violated, and when we see discrimination of the difference of response, depending on who is the victim, is unacceptable. So we're calling on the Chicago Police Department and every single city official to condemn this act of violence. We will demand from the Chicago Police Department to act with a sense of urgency so this person is not loose. The next victim may be a tragic victim, and we are not going to allow that. This individual, who is also an IDF soldier, and has to be clearly stated, has also shown up in community meetings just last week when our office had to call on CPS security to keep an eye on this individual. I've spoken with the local commander to act with a sense of urgency, and we expect our elected officials, the Chicago Police Department, to act as such, so this person is not on the loose, and we have to now be lamenting yet another victim of this senseless violence. We keep all our communities and all our community residents safe, no matter where they come from, and especially in times like this with hate, and we see the rise of Islamophobia and all these hate crimes. We condemn all hate crimes, and we demand urgency on all the cases. Thank you so much.
So, again, you all, this was a solidarity mural that was made out of love, uniting communities and spreading a message of peace and coexistence. And clearly that message by some was not received the best. And we are just really taken aback by what has transpired to these community members and others who have come forward with their own experiences about this person pretty much ravishing their way through this neighborhood that is predominantly Latino. So we do ask the Chicago Police Department to match our sense of urgency on this issue, and we're looking forward to justice being brought. And if there's any questions, we will field them now.
Question for the owner. Just wondering, do you have any contact yet with Chicago Police and what have those conversations been? And
Yes, I have been in touch with the local commander and the mayor's office, the deputy mayor for public safety. The response from the commander is that they expect to rectify this immediately and that we have to file a report in court so that we can hopefully start a search warrant immediately. It is a concern that we have now, victims of our community that don't feel safe. Also concerning of this individual going and visiting their work environment, the workplace. So I asked also Director Brooks and the Deputy Mayor, Gary and Gatewood, to act expeditiously with the detectives to make sure that there is an immediate warrant. I think I understand the legal team will go to court immediately after this press conference. This person cannot be on the loose. This person is violent and we cannot allow this to another victim in our community.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Farah, please? You said something about, you want a warrant served?
We want this person to be, we want the police department to search for this person with a warrant. This person attacked, this is clearly two victims. I think the police department mistakenly let this person go without questioning, and now this person now is showing up to their workplace. So this needs to be, again, we do process, we expect the legal team to go to court so that a warrant is issued for this individual.
And did you also mention that this individual had showed up to a community meeting, or can you elaborate on what happened there and when?
Yes, this individual showed up last week in an unrelated public meeting where we're actually discussing the San Adalbert Church repurpose. This individual showed up with a wig, with glasses, and as we had 100 people in the meeting, she actually decided to sit right behind my chief of staff in an act of clear intimidation. We had to alert the security of the Chicago Public Schools because we're in a local school, so this person can be watched for. And after that, unfortunately, what we saw is the attack on two of our neighbors.
I have a question for Jemima. Could you talk a little bit about what was the extent of the damage that the mural had after everything?
So from this incident, she wrote just words. I don't even want to repeat what she wrote, honestly. Really large with paint, and then she also burned the face. In addition to that, she also put feces at the ground of the mural. I have two neighbors that lived across the street that said that for days they had been seeing her come dump feces in front of the mural. So with one of my friends just saying that they came to clean up the mural, we didn't know that there was even feces on the ground. So the whole night, they're up till 5 a.m. fixing the mural, stepping and all that.
Okay. Is the mural completely fixed now, or does it still have some damage to it?
It still has some damage because she set it on fire and burned the face of the Palestinian man.
Okay. Is you guys' intent to restore it? Okay.
Yes, we're planning to have the artist come back to fix it.
Okay. Do you guys have any plans set for that yet?
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Are there any other questions at this time?
Just if you wanted to reference the photos, if they haven't already been.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Farah. So you're taking some action today?
Yes, so we're going to be going to the police department after this to ensure that a warrant is out for her release, if it has not already been put out, for her arrest. Not release, for her arrest. So we're going to the police department to immediately make sure that a warrant has been put out for her arrest.
And the photos that we have on display here are of the damage and the attack, especially on Natalie, we have here in the middle section. And then this is a photo of the attacker. On the bottom, at the top, you will observe a before and after image of the mural. And again, if anyone has visited this mural, it's very long, right? On one side you have a Mexican man, and on one side you have the Palestinian man, and the face singularly of the Palestinian man was burned. So a clear act of arson, and yeah.
My name is Ahmed Mahab, A-H-M-E-D, last name R-E-H-B, Executive Director of CAIR-Chicago. I want to thank the brave community members who stood up for themselves and for their values and for their community. I want to thank those who are supporting them, my team, Alderman Byron. But I just want to summarize really quickly what we're talking about here. This mural, if that's not an artwork of love, I don't know what love is. And the defacement that befell this mural, that included burning it, throwing feces at it, and defacing it with vandalism. If that's not an act of hate, I don't know what hate is. And the fact that individuals from the community who try to stop this hateful attack against this wonderful art of love and peace were subjected themselves to assault and physical battery, to the point where you can see on their faces. I mean, this is a woman, the attacker, who held a pipe or some rod or some weapon and tried to smash their faces and choke somebody with their face. I mean, that rabid violence targeting innocent people for a political purpose, to me, even goes beyond a hate crime. This reeks of an act of terrorism. And so we need to take these acts seriously. The fact that the police put the onus on the victims to have to do the bureaucratic paperwork to get justice, when we know in these situations, the violent offender needs to be immediately arrested, apprehended, and justice needs to be served. We're calling right now on the immediate arrest, the apprehension of this culprit, whether she flew out of the country, extradite her back, whether she's in another state, extradite her to Illinois. She needs to be brought to justice and charged with assault, with battery, and with a hate crime. So that these community members can finally feel safe again in where they work and where they live, because right now they do not. And two more things. The fact that this person identifies as an EMT, wearing a uniform of the EMT, that's a job that's supposed to save lives. Trying to take lives, violently attacking people and choking them and beating their faces in, is stunning to me. And secondly, the fact that she's associated with the IDF as a reserve person brings the violence of that conflict and its genocide home in more ways than one. And lastly, the fact that she's on social media gloating about her actions publicly, knowing that she's not been apprehended or nobody's looking for her, further chills and terrorizes our communities. Thank you.
And we would just actually like to add two more comments, one from Delilah and one from Farah.
I wanted to additionally say that this woman has harassed us before, right at the beginning of us organizing the mural. Before the mural even went up, she was already harassing the volunteers that were there to help the artists simply because of what they were wearing. And so that's one of the things. And another, she's also been harassing two businesses that I know of in the Pilsen community because they had Free Palestine posters in their space. So she has also harassed and attacked and played victim to the police in two different businesses that I know of.
I'll just add one thing. So we have talked about community keeping each other safe, and we're calling on the police to do their job, but we're also calling on the community to help us and help them. If you have seen this woman, if you have any information about her, we have videos of her from her own social media account actually engaging in a lot of different hateful acts. Not all of them rising to the level of criminal, but if you have seen any of these acts, if you have information on where she is currently or any other crime that she may have been part of, please reach out to us and please help keep this community safe.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.